So take me from 14. What was your journey like from your discovery, from discovering, I love music, to now being on The Voice and just auditioning for The Voice and not knowing whether you're going to get it or not?
Yeah. So around this time, I had kind of realized that I needed to really commit myself to one art specifically
Hmm.
in terms of a business perspective. Because if I'm trying to make a living off of my art, which is one of the hardest things to do in this world, I really have to dedicate myself to it. So around this time, I decided that I was going to dedicate myself to music. Like 14, 16, I was in this band.
Hmm.
Then that band split up and I started a solo career, which was like pop rock music. And I was living in Brooklyn
Mm.
for a little while. And it took me down a really like gross, destructive path where I had this idea in my head that I had to be this character not only on stage but off stage as well. And
Yeah.
I had to be this like rock and roll
Yeah. Yeah.
prick, kind of disrespectful to people, and
It's
that whole mentality.
it's weird, man. It's weird how like you're in this art form, right? And you go from acting to where it's telling you the character that you need to be. And
Hmm.
then you go into music and that's part of the journey, also. So there's nothing wrong with experimenting with different personas,
Hmm.
just as long as at the end you find your truth.
Yeah.
But it's funny how like you go from doing these characters for such a long time and you know that you're still trying to find yourself and your truth, and that's the hardest part to find, isn't it?
Ah, dude, I don't even know if I'm pretty sure I found myself, but you're right, man. My whole entire life has been pretending to be other people, and I haven't really had an opportunity to sit down. Well, I have as of late in my
Hmm.
later years. So like around like 2021, I had a buddy Casey, and he's an incredibly spiritual guy, and he kind of helped me figure out how to meditate and sit in moments and allow myself to think on, my energy and connection to the world.
That is everything right
Oh,
there. That shit is
it
everything.
was so important.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so big. I mean, it molded me more than my entire childhood, I think. It
Yeah.
was like it made me realize that I loved the earth and mother nature and hikes and people and conversations and reading energies off of people and really letting it affect me in ways.
Yeah, I think living in New York or living in Jersey, you get into this mentality of like a go go go,
Hmm.
team no days off,
Yeah.
no sleep, hustle, work hard,
Yeah.
and you never really get a chance to prioritize self-reflection, which is equally as important. Like if you work out, your days of rest are so important so your muscles can heal.
Hmm.
The same goes for the mental. You
Yeah.
need time to heal from all your shit. But that's great that you do that, man. I respect that. But the days leading up to your audition for The Voice, what was that like? Or getting into that, um, what
The
was it like as far as being on that stage and auditioning and not knowing what the fuck was gonna happen?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was I was done with music right before I auditioned for The Voice, and my mom signed me up to audition for The Voice
Wow.
because she said you can't, give up or quit, because I had been doing it my whole entire life. So I
Yeah.
was I was just I was so fed up and done. And then she signed me up for The Voice, and I said, "All right, I'll go do it," because she kind of forced me to do it. That whole Italian Greek mentality. Um, can't say no to my mom.
Yeah.
So I went in, I auditioned without expecting anything, like I had been doing for a while. And then they flew me out to California, and I just kept auditioning from that point on. And I guess the wheels started turning again,
Mhm.
and my appreciation for music started coming back in. And since I was doing interviews with the show and talking about where my music comes from and the feeling that it gives me and all of those conversations, which I haven't had in a very long time, started making me, it made me realize, wow, this is what I do. This is
Mhm.
what I want to do for the rest of my life, is this.
Yeah.
Whether it bears fruit to success in terms of money or anything like that, it doesn't matter, because I want to live my life based on relationships and my emotion and the feelings that I get, and this is what does it for me.
Yeah.
So I auditioned for The Voice and I made it on, and from that point on, I was dedicated to music.
That's what's up, man. And it's really cool to see that you know, Kelly Clarkson's been such a big supporter of you.
Yeah,
Um, you know, that's such a huge thing. I know when we're working really hard as young creatives, it's the best thing in the world to have somebody that's on an international level, or just, you know, somebody that we look up to, that gives
absolutely.
us that validation, man. That's huge.
It's just like that sliver of validation is so important, and this is like just a huge clump. It's like, I mean, Kelly Clarkson believes in me as an artist.
That's
It's, I mean,
amazing.
yeah, I mean, like, how do you get to a point in your life where, you start making connections with people like that, and they have an influence on your artistry, and now I can say that I've had the privilege of talking to her and
Yeah.
hearing what she has to say about my music, and she's given me the opportunity to perform on her stage. And I mean, it's an unbelievable experience. I'm really happy with the way that my life is going, and I'm pretty blessed to say that.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's huge. At 21, getting acknowledged by on an international level.
Yeah.
That's huge. What are like the last 5 songs you listened to